we have arrived in Ladakh, India, and we are in the small town of Leh. And as you can see, it is majestic, and we're not here just to explore the beautiful scenery and nature here. We're also here to explore the amazing Buddhist temples of the Vajrayana tradition. So we're going to dive deep into what is like another world. It's like arriving in Mars here, but it's very similar to Upper Mustang in Nepal and Tibet, obviously. So we're going to explore around. Today we're going to take you around Leh before we head out of Leh in the next upcoming video. So we'll show you some of the amazing sites and temples of Leh town. So love, before we go to the first destination, how are you adjusting to the altitude?
Yeah, so we are here now more than 48 hours, so feel a lot better. I pretty much acclimatized very well. Still I feel a little bit like heart jumping very fast, but I'm pretty much ready to go. But first 2 days, I mean, as soon as we landed, I had a bit of a headache and difficulty of breathing, but drank lots of water, had a lot of rest sleeping, so now it's all good.
And guys, to be honest, I'm still a bit gassed. So I'm walking up hills and I feel like I'm running a marathon. But I haven't had probably the headaches and that of Guy, but I've seemed to have these prolonged effects of being up in this altitude. So hopefully I get over this. This is actually like our third day here, so we're trying to get out and about and see what we can do. But for those of you who don't know, Leh is about 3,500 meters high. And for all of you dinosaurs who still use feet, that's about 11,500 feet. So don't get triggered by that. But yeah, it's about that high. So yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while because you got to remember, we fly from Delhi and then you go straight from the altitude at Delhi straight to 3,500 meters. And so it's not like trekking where you gradually acclimatize as you walk, that's what Guy and I are used to. So it's kind of hit us a bit, but we'll see how we get around today. Guys, we have arrived to Leh Palace, and it's pretty big. As you can see, there's a lot to explore here, so we'll see how much we can explore. Like, this section is actually not open, so we're going to explore the Leh Palace first before we go even higher to one of the main reasons we are in Ladakh, in Leh itself. We are in the middle of a dust storm. Jesus. Let's see if we can make it. Guys, we are up on the 8th floor of the palace, and unfortunately we're not allowed to film in there. We'll put some pictures up for you so you can get kind of a little glimpse. I wouldn't say it's that grand, is it? I mean, it's the architecture is beautiful.
Yeah, I think this whole palace was damaged quite a bit, so there was not much preserved inside except the wall paintings of the 7 Tibetan sacred symbols. But they put a lot of information about monasteries all around the Ladakh, so which was very informative, and also other sacred places all around India as well, so that adds to the whole experience.
Yeah, it is beautiful. It's just the architecture which is similar to Potala Palace in Lhasa in Tibet. So you see these type of palaces that they're miniatures of that for sure, but it's the same architecture, right? Like, so using a lot of mud, using a lot of wood, that type of Tibetan style. And so, well, unfortunately we couldn't take you in there. There wasn't that much to see, I must admit. Like, a lot of the things that are in there are just informative. It's basically just telling you about, as Guy said, the temples, the Buddhist symbols, history, etc. But we're up on the 8th floor, and so I'll just give you a little look around. You can't go up on the 9th floor, which is right here, and don't worry about that in the background. We'll be off there soon. But you get like a complete 360 degree. There's a Buddha getting built up there, if you can see right at the back, right on the mountain edge, right at the foot. And then you've got the Shanti Stupa over there, which we will go to eventually. And you got some of the town down here of Leh. More of the town of Leh. And then just a breathtaking backdrop of the mountains. And some of our Ladakhi friends have been telling us that you used to be able to trek up that mountain, up to the tippity top, but you're not allowed anymore for environmental reasons. And apparently there's still a kingdom up there and they don't want you going up there, so, which is very interesting. I mean, that over that side looks very, very interesting, and maybe Guy and I will try and get over there. You can see the runway over here. We'll try and take you over near there as well. Watching the planes fly in here is something else. Like, I mean, how they do it.
That itself is art, I think, a form of art as a pilot, I think. I mean, amazing skills that they can have.
Yeah. Like when we were flying in, we were flying over actually the runway. I put a little video up there and we were thinking like, well, how are we going to get down there? But we got down there somehow. And so guys, we're going to get out of here and we're going to head off to the next destination. Guys, we're heading up to our next location. up the Leh Palace. I'm completely gassed. Still acclimatizing, I think. You think you've got it, but you haven't. Have you, love? Sometimes it hits you.
We are walking up pretty steep at the moment. So
Yeah, 100%. As you can see, we're getting higher and higher. There's the palace over there. And I'm just tapped out. VO2 max is in the toilet. Don't even go there. Well, we'll see if we can get up there. Guys, we've made it to our destination. I'm completely tapped. Fitness is not doing that well up in this altitude. And it's a little bit of a trek up, a bit higher than what you think. And it's a little bit harder when you're sporting a pair of Brooks like this. The ideal trekking boot. How you doing there, love?
Oh, my heart is gonna pop out.
Yeah. Guys, there's trekking at good altitude and then there's trekking at above 3,500 when you've been instantly shot here.
Yes.
It's not like when you trek the Annapurna circuit. Guy and I have been up to 5,600. Every day you're working up towards that. Yes. Day 3 we're still struggling, but you just got to do it a bit slower, take a few more breaks.
At least we have no headaches.
No, there's no headaches, and just fully gassed. It's like I'm operating at 30% lung capacity at the moment.
Probably, literally.
Yeah. I've been doing a bit of deep breathing, but it's not doing much at all. So you just got to accept it and roll with the punches. So guys, we'll take a look around here. It's beautiful up here. It's magical. This is the other side from the Tsemo Monastery. You see here, there's a lot of new construction building up into here, into this little valley here. I'm not sure how many people are moving to Leh. I mean, there is a lot of business here at the moment. And look at this view over here. I can't stress enough how beautiful this view is every day. Even the locals, I say to them, do you ever get sick of it? And of course the answer is no. So, but like I said, guys, make sure you probably get yourself a bit fit when you come up here. If your VO2 max is pretty low, work on it. You got to deal with this high altitude. You know, I'm reasonably fit, but you can never kind of, you know, prepare yourself enough for this type of journey. So, you know, Guy and I are planning on heading into the mountains sooner or later and traveling up into some monastery. So that won't be happening anytime soon. We'll need a few days more to acclimatize. So anyway, let's get back to it and let's get up into the monastery. So where are we, love?
Old castle. It's called Old Castle in Tibetan language, Tsemo.
Yeah.
Yes. This was built before the actual palace where we were before. So this was built around 1400.
Yep.
So yes, this is a place where actually the king was living before the palace was built.
Yeah. And it's one of the best vantage points of all of Leh. Like, have a look at this, guys. We're still walking into the temple. It's just insane. So as you see there, you see the standard architecture, the red, the white, kind of that standard Tibetan color scheme, Vajrayana color scheme with temples, and just very earthy and mystical without even trying to be mystical, you know. So it's, man, I can't recommend these temples enough for you guys. Guys, we're still going up. Never going to end. And look at this. The standard Tibetan architecture. The views, the panoramic views. The pigeons. You never go wrong when there's pigeons around. Those flying rats. But look at this. Beautiful. You see the earth, you see the wood, and you see this everywhere. And one of the things that you notice when you come to Leh is that a lot of the houses and that, and the monasteries, obviously, they're just preserved because of their altitude and the weather up here. So me and my Delhi mate were joking this morning about, you know, nothing could be this preserved in Delhi. So everything in the matter of weeks, it's already starting to decay in Delhi. So, but anyway, that's one of the beautiful things up here, is that the wood, the mud, obviously the granite and everything just stays preserved.
Yeah, so something I read before I come up here was quite interesting, because at that time, around the time when they were building this monastery, there was war was going on between the Muslim empire and the Namgyal, the dynasty empire here. So they defeated the Muslim empire. So they buried the dead soldier's body underneath this Maitreya Buddha to bring the blessing from Maitreya Buddha. So it's a very interesting story.
We're at the top of the old castle, and just a heads up, the monastery shuts at around 4:30. So Guy and I were in there meditating, and the monk came in and sorry, and so it's cute, you know. But the castle, the upper castle, the old castle, is still open. I mean, we are kind of outside, yeah, open, yeah. So we're just up here. There's some workers actually up here, but it's such a beautiful view. Like, we're just sitting up here and just, I mean, you guys cannot believe the view that we're looking at. Have a look at this. This is something that you would see out of the documentaries Baraka and Samsara. I don't know who is familiar with those. Maybe Guy and I are dating ourselves a little there, but but if leave a comment below if you've watched the documentaries Baraka and Samsara. There's no dialogue in those documentaries. It all just thrusts you into the cultural and visual aspects and spiritual aspects of humanity, and that's what this reminds us of right now, just sitting here and absorbing this view. And I mean, we can just sit here all afternoon. I mean, it'd be nice if there was someone brewing up a chai up here, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. So we're just going to sit up here for a while, and we'll head back down into town. On the way down from the castle and monastery, you'll come across this, the old flag farm, Buddhist style, like you see everywhere when you go to Rajgir, you go trekking in the Himalayas, in Nepal, everywhere you'll see this. So as you see, you're going down into town, you'll see that temple right there. That is like Leh main market bazaar right in there. There's a lot of cool places to see. We're going to go down there and finish the day off, and we'll be signing off, guys. We'll see you guys in the next video from Leh, Ladakh. Hi.